you cannot have a free city. Unless you have a safe city, you cannot have a prosperous city. Unless you have a safe city, you cannot have a growing city. And it's my vision, and I think a vision of the people in this room, that we need to have a growing Anchorage, and a growing Anchorage is going to be good for the entire state of Alaska. We're also going to do what we can to make sure that Anchorage is an attractive place to invest. Are there any bankers in the room?
Don't want to sell.
No bankers in the room? Any builders in the room? I was hoping to introduce capital to capitalists. I was going to remind us to take risks. I was going to remind us that our strategy for dealing with the present and the future is simple. We need to think big. We need to dream big. We need to build. We need to invest. And we need to grow. That's the kind of big thinking we need moving ahead. We need big thinking to address the question of housing and homelessness. We need affordable housing for all the people who live here. We need to cure the problem of homelessness. And I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning helping to count the homeless so we can identify individuals by name so we can eliminate homelessness in our city. This is a little process, okay? And part of the way we're going to get there isn't just by painting on a broad canvas, it's by sound fiscal management. My job as mayor involves a fiduciary responsibility to the taxpayers of this community. A fiduciary responsibility. That means I need to make sure that your tax dollars are well spent. They're invested in the right places. So this last year's budget is $2 million smaller than the prior budget. We ran a smaller budget this year, and we absorbed a $4 million loss of state assistance by the reduction in municipal assistance and revenue sharing. We absorbed a loss of a $7 million dividend from municipal light and power. And we ate a 2.2% inflation rate, and we still came up with a reduction in this budget. We're also managing our resources well. We refinanced our bond debt and saved a cumulative amount of over $17 million in one venue and $23 million in another. And we did this because we know that we have to continue to invest in our city. If we want to grow, if we want to bridge the difficulties that are going to exist because Juneau seems incapable of addressing the fiscal situation, then we need here to lead by example and invest in Anchorage. We put forward a bond package, which I hope you all support, that says we believe in the future of this city. We believe in the future of this state. We're willing to invest. Because I think part of what we need to do to convey to the outside world, if we want their capital, if we want their investment, we need to be willing to take the risks ourselves and invest in ourselves. Are you all willing to invest in yourselves? Are you willing to invest in Anchorage? Are you willing to drive through the tough times that are coming ahead? And people say they're tough times, but they're not so tough. Tough is being out on the on the Bering Sea when you're crowded. Tough is being up on the North Slope when it's 40 below. Tough isn't dealing with a small fiscal problem. That's the kind of adversity that we're used to. That's the little bit of headwind that we need to get moving. It's a reminder to all of us to be the people we're supposed to be. It's a reminder to all of us that we need to take care of ourselves. This is a liberating time for us. As Juneau grapples with its problems, as Washington, D.C. continues to be dysfunctional, it is up to us ourselves to take care of ourselves. And we have the capacity to do that. We have to be unafraid. We have to be bold. And we have to be willing to innovate. So as I said, we have two sets of responsibilities: foundational and aspirational. We are the beneficiaries of an incredible legacy here. Great people built this state. Great people sacrificed to make this place the kind of place that it is. And it is going to be the measure of this generation as to whether we can leave that kind of legacy to the next generation. And I've worked with many people in this room. I've played with many people in this room. And I know we have that capacity. And so when you hear talk of the things that we can't do, or the places we can't go, we need to draw on who we are and be those kind of people. I heard the other day that when you run fast, when you run alone, you can run fast. But if you want to run far, you need to run together. And I want to run far. And I want all of us in this room to pull together. Because we have distance to travel. We have things to achieve. We have a legacy to live up to and a legacy to create. So I asked earlier, who believes in Alaska? Who believes in Alaska in this room? Tell me. So in the times ahead, when people talk about the things we can't do, and the places we can't go, and the things we're not going to achieve, you shout them down. You tell them who we are. You remind them where we came from. And you live up to what we're supposed to be. Thank you very much.